think within this box is a whole bunch of valuable stuff. So let's dig right in. So this is from Street Fighter 2. Blanca, he is the green guy from Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. And this is by far my favorite Street Fighter character because he's green. Simple as that. He's born December 1st, 1994. And pause the video if you want to read all that. And moving on. This is Johnny Cage. We also have Mortal Kombat toys in here as well. And, oh, look at this. Do not aim weapon at eyes or face. Thanks for letting me know. Who would have thought? But yeah, Mortal Kombat toys were really cool back in the day, too. We almost had all of them. Goro was really hard to find. He came in an actual 2-pack with a different Johnny Cage than this one here. And yeah, that one was really awesome. I have that somewhere. I know I have it. But here is Johnny Cage. There is his little fact file. Pause that if you want to read it. And if you look under here, there are top secret game tips. So you buy these action figures, they give you maybe a fatality or how to do a special move. We've got Catwoman. I remember this one was the rarest thing to find out of the whole Batman Returns toy line. There were so many Batman action figures made. Like, there was nothing that ever showed anything like this in the movie, but Robin was apparently in there too. Who would have thought? Here she is with her whip and this stunner. That's a huge taser. I remember you could lift her arm up and she'd whip the whip at you. I don't know what this is. Oh, yeah! We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tattoo character action figure. The dude is monstrous. And as you see back there, he has all different types of stickers that you could slap on him. And it would look like tattoos. So, a little fact file for you. I always love the little captions here. Read my hips. Okay, so here are some DC action figures that are in the same packaging, but it's under the logo of Batman because they released these for the 1989 Batman movie. And this one is from Venture. As you see, it costs $3.99. We have Batman. There's a lot of different variations of this Batman, judging by the face shape, but I really don't know. There's like 4 or 5 different versions of this. For all the real big collectors out there, they'll know, but I really don't. But anyways, yeah, the belt clip right there, you would pull this out and let it go. It would retract back to collect all your favorites. The Joker, Batman, Bob the Joker's Goon, Batwing, Batmobile, Batcave, Toy Biz, 1989. Pause if you want to read that. Next up, we've got the Joker from Batman with a squirting orchid. I would always lose that first thing. I think I got 2 of these as a kid. I'd always lose them right away. And this version has a little curly Q hair right there. And the one I remember having as a kid, it didn't have that. It was just white all the way across there on his hairline. And you see right here, this is like a prototype mock-up of the actual figure because they needed photos. So that one looks really junky. Pause that if you want to read that. Next up, we've got, hang on, Two-Face. I don't think I ever had this one. I had a lot of these DC Comics superhero action figures, but I don't think I ever had this one. And he came with a plastic little dime that he could flip, heads or tails. Unique coin flipping action. I think you just pressed that button right there. $5.99 at KB Toys. KB was always expensive compared. So, read the back if you want to read that. And pause it. And there is his fact file. Robin, the boy wonder. And he had karate chopping action. I think it was this arm. Because right there, he's just kind of hiding it behind his butt there. And there is his mastery in martial arts is demonstrated by his powerful karate chop. And you will see, much like the Joker that I just showed you, a lot of the action figures presented on the backs of the boxes are like the early prototype versions, so they always look really crappy. But anyways, there is Robin. Next up, we've got Mr. Freeze. He changes colors. So yeah, right there, his whole head would change into like a blue if you put him in like cold water. Yeah, oh, there you go, it shows. And his arms and legs, I forgot about that. This arch-villain cannot live in normal temperatures. Watch him change color if he is not in his own freezing environment. So before, after. And there's his fact file, press pause, collect it. Oh, also I like this here. Contains helmet. Yeah, you could take the helmet off if you wanted to, which I did, and I would lose it as a kid. Next up, I've got another Mr. Freeze. This one clearanced out for $2.98. I think at Toys R Us. It looks like a Toys R Us sticker. Next up, of course, we gotta have the classic Superman. This is one of the more expensive ones on eBay. I remember having to buy back like, I don't know, this was like 10 years ago. This one was like 45 bucks. I'm sure it's way more than that now. But yeah, you have a kryptonite ring here, and there is a magnet inside here. There's a magnet inside there as well, where they're the same, you know, north or whatever. You wear the ring and press it up against Superman while he's standing up. You would knock him down without having to touch him. The magnet would push him away. So that was pretty cool. As you see there, the prototype kryptonite ring looks totally different than there, but there he is. Pause it if you want to read any of this. What is he included with? Contains magnetic kid-sized kryptonite ring. Okay, next up we've got Green Lantern. And this one is a crazy one because it's loaded with all of this crap. Let's read here. Contains one figure, obviously. A bellows tube, right here. Lantern and ring. But look here. There is one jiggling around down there. It looked like it was the front of another ring that broke off. And I guess in the factory, they're like, oh, that broke off, just put another one in. And they decided not to take it out. So this is kind of like a weird oddity of an action figure in its own. Yeah, there's the prototype version of what he looked like. Very crappy. Look at that very illustrated mock-up of what water looks like coming out of there. All right, pause that if you want to read that. And let's move on. And now what I have for you is a perfect, in shape, unpunched hole Hawkman action figure. I remember getting this as a kid, I think for the 1990 or 1991 Christmas. And I lost the wings, and I just had him looking high and above the clouds. Flapping wing action. He contains a figure, a ball, and a chain. So I think with the Hawkman and Green Lantern, these are the later additions to the whole DC Comics superheroes toy lineup, because these both came out in 1990. And imagine that Hawkman is actually flying with his unique flapping wing action. There is his little fun fact file. Pause it, and let's move on. Next up, we've got a rather buff Riddler looking right here, but then a thin little guy of Riddler right here. And yeah, it's basically the Riddler in his nice little onesie outfit. And you see all his riddles down below. Can the Riddler really be caught? If you can figure out his riddles and clues, you might have a chance. So there are 6 riddles included with him. Pause if you want to read that. And it says right there, yes, contains 6 pre-printed riddles and pad. So there are the riddles behind him there. It's hard to read anything there. If I wind up finding a rather busted version of the Riddler, I may open it up just to read those riddles. But anyways, yeah, Riddler didn't come with much, so rather disappointing. Okay, so what we got here is the Penguin. It's sealed up from the person I bought this from. He did that himself. It's rather done up nice, so I'm not going to open it like this, but he got it originally for $3.99, and the Penguin came with this instruction booklet and umbrella. Here contains missile firing umbrella airsoft missile. Okay, next up we've got Aquaman. But as you can see right here, it's hard to read anything. So it contains one figure, Trident, and Seahorse. So yeah, it's cut off center. So that's a factory thing. That's nothing that anybody did afterwards. So that's a mess up on Toy Biz's part. Pause that if you want to read it. And let's move on. And here I've got two Lex Luthors, but one is kind of in more worse shape than the other. But yeah, here's Lex Luthor, Superman's villain. He comes with a briefcase, well, and a gun. They forgot about that. But anyways, this is Lex Luthor. He comes with a power punch as well. There's a little nub or something on the back. There you go. It's right there. And his hand would jolt down, as you can see right there. Oh god, the prototype version was trash. Anyways, there is the fun fact file. Let's move on. Next up, we've got Wonder Woman. So, filling out the entire crew here, we've got Wonder Woman with her golden lasso and a power arm. So, I think there's a little, yep, just like Lex Luthor, she has one of those in her back. And look on the back. The face on the prototype looked a whole lot better than this one. She has like a smaller face here. But, anyways, yeah, she comes with this golden lasso. And there is the fun fact file for you. Here we go. And last but not least, we have 3 different versions of the Flash. So this is the first version of the Flash where the emblem is very small. So they probably felt like they messed up with this one. So yeah, he comes with running arm movement. And he contains 1 figure. So the running arm movement is basically just his arms fixed in that position. You can just move him up and down. There's nothing special about him. He is literally just a figure, nothing else. Now, the second version of the Flash has his name on there. This is affixed up above the Flash right there. He contains 1 figure still, but the difference is the emblem on his chest is more like how he's actually illustrated there. So there you can see a little bit of the difference. And also, let's just see, well, he's got the same crappy prototype photo, but if you want to read right there. So both of these came out in 1990, and the last version of the Flash came out in 1991 where he was given this platform, so he was actually packaged with something, and it was like a skateboard type thing with wheels. You would roll it back, and you'd let go, and it would, you know, shoot forward, like a lot of those cars we always had as kids playing. And yeah, so I remember getting this one as a kid. You could tell the box is different quite a bit as well. So yeah, they changed it up a little bit. They labeled everybody. And as you can see, all of the action figures here, I do have. So I have the complete set, even with the Flash variations on hand. Now, if you want to get technical, no, I do not have all the variations of Batman and Joker. I do have Bob the Goon somewhere, but I don't know where he is at. Now, there is a bonus here. Let's get into it. I have a Superman action figure that predates this one up here from 1984, and it's from the Superpowers collection. Now, these action figures from this line are worth a whole lot more than any of these. And this is, as you can see right here, this is in French. So this is a Canadian Superpowers collection Superman action figure. And as you can see, there is a little comic book included. But the bad thing about this is you don't get that cool kryptonite ring, unlike that one. So, I don't know, you gotta pick your poison or your kryptonite. And the very last one is a Superpowers collection Canadian Robin. This one is smiling. He's a lot more happier. This Robin's more jaded, and he's just kind of done with life. If you just want to take a look at the back here, they had all the same action figures that are in this line as well, besides this one right here. Who is that? 10? Brainiac. Okay. The Joker came with a hammer in this one. and some of them stayed the same. Anyways, that is it for this collection of my DC Comics superheroes action figures. Thank you guys for watching. I'm DJ Glowing Eye saying peace out, everybody.